I did it. We did it again. We have done it again. I'm making videos for... Are we at a month now? Are we actually passing a month? I think we are. We are. We started... So the league has been going on for a month and 2 days. So we're making videos for a month and 2 days. And you know what? This is the time where things as a PoE content creator gets a little interesting. Let's put it that way. Because the 2 weeks leading up to a league, very exciting, new things, constant announcements, always something to talk about. Then you play for, at least for my case, it's like 2 weeks. Push hard. And then, did we talk about this yesterday? We might have. We'll talk about it again today, right? And then we have the, you know, we finish out some builds, and then we end up where we did yesterday with, well, we're making the cast and crit cauterizer two-hand shenanigan thing, right? Just a little bit to address that. A couple of people mentioned yesterday, hey, Nugi, why don't you give the guy who made the build credit and such? Which is, and the guy they're referring to, let's see if I can find the name. Cauterizer PoE. Did that? Cauterizer PoE. Bill, I'll just research it right now, because why don't you research your builds ahead of time, Nugi? And I'm like, dude, I heard someone saying, there's like a build now you can do with the two-hander because it can proc cast and crit. It's like, yo, that's cool. I was like, I'm not gonna look this up at all because I'll just explore it on my own. Because the problem with sometimes when you go and you check out builds is that for the most part someone has already done it before, and so it's easy to get like the full formula and the full solution. Cauterizer PoE build cast and crit. Let's see, he must be one of the first videos, right? John what? It's this guy, right? I'll link his channel and stuff because people really want to give this guy some credit. I think that's fine. I have no problem giving other people credit for things they do. However, I had just heard that people had been using an axe, you know, to cast double cast and crit. I was like, of course, why hadn't I thought of that? Because this build has been doable for like a year and people have actually done it before. It's not like this was some newfound thing apparently in 3.14. The whole combo has been available since forever. Oh, look at this, because people said it'd be a good idea. So someone probably figured it out. So I don't know. Who are these? Who are people, right? You see, the thing is here, like how far do you backdate build credit, right? I remember with the Poison and the Poison Spark Nova, and it was like, oh, Siggy's build, and it's like, well, that sucked. Because, you know, I was like, oh, I made that build. I picked up the Voltaics. I had never seen anyone do it before. I was like, Poison is OP, turn it all to Chaos. It's like, oh. So I know how that feels. So I have no problem. I have no problem in giving some credit, you know, when people feel like they come up with good ideas. Because even if you made it first or not, coming up with a good original idea feels good. You know? And sharing it with the community feels good. And then getting some recognition feels good. So definitely, you know, claps in chat for Juan Grown. I'll link his channel so you can go check out. He probably has more builds like this that he wants to share. I'm sure he does. Anyways, that aside, I ended up with this build, which is the this build, the cast and crit cauterizer, and it's actually a pretty good build. So far, you see, my life pool's pretty good. We'll easily reach 10k on like this. However, the problem with this build for me is that I'm almost done. Right now I just need to like level it up, and I'm kind of like, well, it does good damage. It's not really the tank I wanted, but it's a good solid good damage build. And you know what? If you get your whole, like, it's probably like a very easy budget build if you get lucky and you find one of these for cheap, right? Because these like drop 6 things out of like legions and stuff. So as an early league build, if you have this on like a it's like a pop-up, and you can buy it for like, I don't know, a couple divines or something, which people sometimes sell it for. You know, when it's just a limb split and you can like snag a little prophecy. Yo, you have a build already, and it's pretty. It's legit. It's totally good build.
Good day.
You know, I've been doing a bit of. I've been doing so far. I've just rushed into like early red maps, and I do the trial masters all the time, and it feels good. However, that's not really what I want to talk about, because the thing is, you know, I feel like I've already figured out the build. There's not much more to explore here. It's like, just get attack crit. Like, you really want to get 100% attack crit, so this procs all the time. And it's like, done. It doesn't really further any of my goals. And what I want to talk about today is, well, goals. I want to push a goal. And this build doesn't really help me with that. And I mean, I'm sure I could just, I think this build should not have a problem with doing like Shaper, Elder, possibly Uber Elder, all the Guardians and all that, and probably Maven as well. Like, well, but it's not. I like building my own journey. You know, that's why I don't always just research. Someone gives me an idea and I roll with it, and I try and like figure it out myself. Because I know that for most things, when people give me an idea, someone's figured it out. So I also want to figure it out. Then when I come to the min-max stage, I start min-maxing and I ask, oh, so what did the guy do beyond this? I feel like I've done my part in figuring something out. Now let's figure out what the other guy also figured out. Or maybe he hadn't figured it out. Or maybe we figured out the same thing, and that's cool as well. So I like doing that. But today, since I'm kind of stuck, so I'm not really, I'm enjoying the build, but I'm not feeling inspired. So what I want to do is I want to go and be inspired. So I have actually been, I spent like an evening yesterday doing 2 things. Actually, I'll show you. I did 2 things. Let's see here. Drum and bass on a bike. I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy, but I've been like watching him for if like a little over a week now, and he's starting to blow up. I just want to share this guy, Dom Whitting. So he does like, I don't monetize my videos anyway, so whatever. You know, he does like this stuff. Where he rides around on his bike in the UK. And he just, you know, they're just riding along, playing drum and bass, a little entourage. I do hope that they, you know, they do keep road safety. I mean, as he grows larger, he has to have that, like, you know, as make sure that people do. But yo, this guy's going places. He just got a cookie. So I've been watching this guy and sitting on here and doing my like PoE Ninja builds, just going over them. And like, I have to say, the way I've been sorting and I look at like the top skills, and like I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed when I look at like how people reach and like what builds they do. I don't know. It's like, I was hoping I would like find something where it's like, oh yo, that build or that build. It's like, but I can't. It's very hard to find like the cool stuff. It's all the same, small variations. So I guess that's just PoE right now. There's not much in terms of new cool stuff. Don't get me wrong, there are very good builds here, and people definitely have geared. Like there's builds here and there where people are going absolutely nuts on gearing. I think it's over here. I think I saw a Lightning Strike Raider. See, let's click that off again. Let's find Lightning Strike. I think that's like a guy with like, yeah, this guy. I want to show you his gear, right? So it's like, oh, okay, what is he doing special? And then I look here. As like triple and quad damage, crit multi. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess that explains it. And then obviously, like, you know, all the damage stuff here, and even like super greedy here, and I'm like, oh, okay. There's a full lightning version. It does inspire me a little bit in terms of like, oh, full lightning version, how does that look, and how do you push it? But you know, it's like triple or double Watcher's Eye and all that. You know, it's the good stuff to push damage. But yeah, I didn't get too inspired. One thing I got inspired by, so people don't call me out, because I kind of want to look into it. There's some raider, I think it's an SSF. This guy over here. Because I was like, okay, I actually do kind of like Herald of Agony. But one thing I don't like is actually, I don't like the Cyclone Herald of Agony because it messes with my shoulder a lot. So I've been like thinking, maybe there are other ways. I've been thinking, okay, so Raider makes a lot of sense because it enables, obviously Raider Herald of Agony is nothing new. I've made like 8 different Herald of Agony builds on different ascendancies. You can basically put it anywhere, and Raider is no exception. So this guy did something I haven't seen, which was he's using Lancing Steel. I was like, that actually does make sense with GMP, and it allows you to not face tank either as well all the time. Like, because people would be like, oh, but you just fortify it like that. But like Vigilant Strike on a Raider is so good. Like we talked about, I made a video about it as well. Like the upsides of just doing Vigilant Strike now. You don't need the Vigil or anything. I would argue to say that the setup is even better now than it was before. Now everyone just uses it except anyone who uses a wand or a bow. So it's like it still it still pushes as many ways as it builds away as it did before. It's just, you know, yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, Land Steel is pretty cool. And I've been like thinking, well, you could do some Stormbrand as well, you know, when there's some self-poison, and you're right over here anyway, so you can take this. So I might look into variations of this build. You know, he has like the basics right here. Maybe we can like find ways to craft better gear. But there's like a good starting base. I looked into like, okay, what about jewels versus these kind of jewels? And honestly, if you hit like T1 life rolls, it's just as good as the flat roll or the percent roll, because you have so much percent life on the tree. So you can just stack the gas jewels, and there are new ways now we can like get the jewels, and it could be fun to like accumulate a bunch of jewels, you know? So kind of thinking making a non-cyclone Herald of Agony, whether it be with this tech, with the Lancing Steel. And Lancing Steel is kind of cool because it also like, it'll also sniper smite to everything, right? To give you even more stacks. So that's kind of neat. Yeah. I know it's not the most exciting build, but it's exciting to me because like this guy's gearing is obviously budget for what we see here. And I feel like you can make builds like these, even like Gauntlet viable, and just, I mean, it was a build that was used to push like 1,000 delve as well. And I feel like it could just be a really good build. I might push that. I'm definitely gonna Theorycraft that today. But yeah. Like, I'm not trying to like yoink things off other people, but the thing is, I like not looking at other people's builds and just get the idea and then roll with it and see what I can figure out. And then I'll gladly like give credit where credit is due. I think it's a good thing to do. But especially when the meta is so like, and even if it's not, like this like claiming it first. I don't know. It is what it is. I do recognize that it feels good being recognized for what you do, and when you come up with good ideas and sharing them. So, no. On that part, I agree. I definitely agree. Right, so that was like these builds. I have a little thing, another thing to share. So I shared you with this guy who I found. What a sweet little picture. I love drum and bass. Drum and bass is, oh, I love it. So I was just watching or listening to him for like a couple hours yesterday. I listened to like the first one and the second one. And now I have another thing I wanted to share. Is it, where do I have it? I'll just find it for you. Here? Oh, okay. This is hilarious. You know when we talk about the Chinese realm getting things we don't with like pets and all? Well, here's another thing we won't get. At least I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know what to think about this. I wonder if what the community feedback would be for this one. If it would actually be outrage or if people will be excited for this. I don't know. These days it's impossible to know. However, I find it very odd. But yeah, this is out of the Chinese realm. It is the new pet. I think it's a new pet. If I don't read Chinese, I don't know how to translate this. If anyone knows how to translate this, if I'm like missing something, but this should be a new Chinese realm pet. Let's look at the new pet. Pet. What are these physics? I don't know. I'm gonna go Theorycraft all night. I'll see you guys there. Until next time. Bye!